Everyone, and welcome to the Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt training by Anexas. This is Amitabh Saxena, and it's a pleasure to conduct the Yellow Belt training once again for you. I keep doing Yellow Belt training regularly for the people who have never been exposed to Lean and Six Sigma. And many times people say that they had learned something from the training. Sometimes they have even used those tools and techniques immediately, right after the training. Although Lean and Six Sigma Yellow Belt training is not intended to teach you the tools, it is just intended to tell you what Lean Six Sigma is so that you have sufficient information of what Lean and Six Sigma is. Uh, Beyond that, of course, if you want to learn tools and techniques, you have to upgrade yourself. But well, today let us talk about Lean and Six Sigma Yellow Belt training, a very fast-paced Yellow Belt session where we'll be learning many tools and techniques. So I'll be talking about lots of tools and techniques. Uh, See, the purpose is to uh, give you an idea, give you a brief idea of almost all the tools. Of course, I can't teach you all the tools in such a short time, but at least glimpses of those tools and techniques so that you know what Lean Six Sigma is capable of. And then if you want, you can go for green belt and black belt to upgrade yourself and learn more and more tools. Okay, so I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I am okay. Let me tell you about myself a little bit. And before I start telling about myself, I will take you through the agenda. So, what we are going to discuss today. So, we are going to first introduce you to my company, and of course, I will introduce myself as well. Then we will talk about Lean Six Sigma benefits. What are the benefits of implementing Lean Six Sigma? Then we will see some examples of implementations, Lean Six Sigma implementation, so that you will get an idea how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in the organization. And then I will introduce you to the basic statistics. Now, why basic statistics? Because some of the tools and techniques which I'm going to talk about, if you are not at all exposed to basic statistics, you will not be able to understand at all. So I will introduce you to basic statistics. That's what I was telling you around 30th to 45th minute. Be prepared to learn a little bit of statistics. And then after that, I will take you through DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. This methodology is used when you implement Lean and Six Sigma. So I will talk about that. And then I will take you through some project examples. When I'm teaching you the DMAIC, I will try to take you through a project so that you can see the applications right away. So I'll try to give you as many examples as possible. And I'm sure in the next 2.5 hours or 2 hours, to be very precise, you will know what Lean and Six Sigma is. At least you should be able to speak about 20 to 30 minutes on Six Sigma and Lean. Okay, so let us begin with introducing myself and the organization. Okay, so I'm a chemical engineer. And if I take you back to a little bit long time ago, during 1990, I graduated in 1990. And after that, after graduating, I'm a chemical engineer and an MBA finance from Jamnalal Bajaj, Mumbai in India. It's top five business institutes. At least those days, it was in the top three. And I used to work after joining. I was really I wanted to work hard and earn as much money as possible. And actually, I joined a company where I was working 12 hours per day, and around say 10 years I worked in petrochemical companies. And I also I'm an amateur poet. I also write. I've even published some poetry books, and especially in Hindi and Urdu. And I used to write then, and I still write. But that's what it was giving me $50 per month. Not poetry writing, but of course, being a chemical engineer and working hard. Then I came to know that the organization where I was working, it was a petrochemical company. I was, I was told that they are going to implement Lean and Six Sigma, and they are going to choose 10 top performers. 10 top performers of our performers of our organizations will be chosen to undergo something called as Lean and Six Sigma Black Belt training. And these people would be then given an opportunity to do some improvement projects, and they would be contributing to the organization in much better way than what they were. And so I was, unfortunately, I was not selected in those 10 people. And what I saw that once these people became certified as uh, Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, then they were very, very respected by everyone, and they were sought after, and they were, in fact, this organization was a multinational company. I was placed in uh, Southeast Asia, in one of the countries, and this was a multinational company. And the 10 black belts got immediate placements, and so someone went to Japan, someone went to US, someone went to London, someone went to Singapore, Australia, Middle East. So I thought, like, this is something very nice to do. But unfortunately, I missed the bus. So what I thought, I will I thought of doing it myself. So what I did, I spent my own money. I invested $10,000 for the course. Went to Europe, which additionally cost me those days $5,000, but too much money for me then. And still, it is too much money. And I completed one project in the organization. In fact, organization had not allocated the project, but still I did. I said, I am now a black belt. Now I can do a project. And after that, of course, I was also accorded the same treatment. I was also welcomed by everyone. I was asked to present this project. There's no time to describe that project right now, but this project was to reduce the PET preforms. We are manufacturing polyethylene terephthalate chips and PET preforms. So my quality, the quality of the product, which was around 99%, I increased it to 99.99% using Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques. And then I saw the success. I was asked to present this project everywhere around the world. And I saw this is the very, very good career for me. And I thought of becoming a master black belt, and here am I. So today, some of the CEOs and owners of the company have paid even $25,000 for getting personally trained by me. Of course, this doesn't happen every day. Yeah, but sometimes it does happen. And I've been a speaker in reputed conferences, and appearing in many TV shows and newspaper articles. I regularly write for many English and Hindi newspapers and Urdu newspapers. And I'm not talking about poems. Poem also I write, but more importantly, I keep writing Lean and Six Sigma and process improvement and process excellence articles. I have even published a book, which was a bestseller last year in 2019 in October and November. This book is about Anexas story. I'll just show that book. Yeah. So this tells, in fact, it tells you there's an entrepreneur in you and everyone. So if you are interested in becoming a Lean and Six Sigma master black belt, you can even start on your own. And I wanted to give you a message today that you too can achieve this and much more. Okay. Okay, so I think that motivates you to become at least a yellow belt. Okay, about the organization, I founded the company in 2006, and since then we have been doing lots of projects around the world, and we have got 25 high-profile professionals, all master black belts, located in different parts of the world, doing lots of projects, and we have total 150,000 people we have trained worldwide. And of course, today we'll have around 700 more added to that. Okay, good. Just to prove that I have conducted training programs worldwide, here is some proof, some those days where I was doing the training for the last 10 years. These are some pictures. This is a London training. This is a Mumbai training. This is Bangalore. This is a Riyadh. This is my first batch of GCC, not my first batch. In fact, this was my, I think, 21st batch. But this was the first time anyone conducted an open house Lean and Six Sigma black belt training in anywhere in GCC, in Middle East, whole of Middle East. I'm proud to tell you that I was the person who conducted the first program in whole of Middle East, full-fledged Lean and Six Sigma Black Belt certification training. Okay, and since then, of course, I've done many programs in Middle East, apart from Europe and the rest of the world, US, Philippines, Singapore, etc. Yeah, so some more pictures from around the world. This is China. This is, again, European countries, Denmark. This is Switzerland. This is US. And won lots of awards, quality awards, Best Lean Six Sigma Institute Award. In different forums, we have been felicitated for our Lean and Six Sigma services and process excellence services, and appeared on TV shows. Those who are from India recognize.
And I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas.
So he used to be a Bollywood hero earlier, and now he's a very popular TV show host. We had a lot of fun on his sets, and in fact, I was very, regularly appearing in different TV shows.
On 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of Quality's World Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to talk about how one of the fields in artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, or RPA, can be used to support process improvement initiatives along with Lean and Six Sigma. We will see how this combination leads to improved productivity, improved quality, and reduced costs. Using a case study from a bank, I will share a roadmap to leverage the capabilities of existing quality programs like Six Sigma with RPA to produce better results. So see you there on 21st of May in Fort Worth in Texas.
Okay, and so I think we got an idea, and of course, even railways are our client. Then
it's an honor.
And we have got Steel Authority of India. And then we have got Bharat Petroleum Refinery. And then we have got so we have got many clients related to heavy industries, etc. I'm not going to talk about. I'll just proceed further. This one is interesting. When you are implementing Lean and Six Sigma, don't only train the senior management. Of course, we start with CEOs, but we also train the middle managers and the blue-collared team members, because they are the key to success. So here is one program I did in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia.
Is that you get to work with lots of people from various countries, speaking lots of languages. Like the way we have this plant, where we have trained senior management to the people on the front line. तो हमारे साथ आज बहुत सारे आज हमने लीन का वर्कशॉप किया है, और हमारे साथ बहुत सारे अलग-अलग कंट्रीज से लोग हैं, जैसे कि यहाँ है हमारे साथ बांग्लादेश, और यहाँ पर इंडिया और पाकिस्तान फर्क है।
So just to tell you that Lean Six Sigma has given me a very good opportunity to even So as we see, cross-functional domains. So maybe I'll just now take you to the next thing on the agenda, which is Lean Six Sigma benefits. So let us talk about what are the benefits of Lean and Six Sigma. Now, can you find some similarities here? Can you tell me what do you see? What are the similar things you see here? Yeah, so facts, figures, improved delivery, as Mercy is telling, Bashar is telling process improvement efficiency, Juwaria Kamal is telling facts and figures, yes. Kirti is telling production, okay. Sachin Kumar, what adds value? Yes, all of you are right. And of course, one more thing in common, which is, yes, some of you got it. They have all used Lean and Six Sigma and data analytics to achieve breakthrough. So Lean and Six Sigma is also, especially the black belt, is about analytics as well, data analytics. You learn a lot of data analysis, and today also you will be learning some data analysis, but from the perspective of process improvement. Okay, so as I was telling you, This has been proven in many industries. In fact, we ourselves have implemented in so many industries. I'm not going to talk about them. Maybe while I'm telling you how to implement Lean and Six Sigma, I will take you through some of the case studies in maybe US, UK, Middle East. I see a lot of people from Middle East right now. So I will take some examples from Middle East. Okay, good. Lean and Six Sigma can do what any CEO of the company would like to have, or any stakeholder or the shareholders would like to achieve. What is that? What they want? They want reduced costs, reduced defects, reduced waste, reduced rework, and reduced cycle time. Of course, they also want to improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, resilience. Everything can be achieved using Lean and Six Sigma. How? We'll tell you. In Lean and Six Sigma, you improve a process, so choose a sub-process and convert this opportunity of improvement into a project. And what is the definition of a project? Definition of a project is it has a starting point and it has an end point. A project doesn't exist after some time. So in Lean and Six Sigma, what you do improvement projects. Now I'll tell you how it all started. It all started in Motorola. In one of the board meetings, the CEO, Bob Gelvin, he was given a challenge, and he was challenged. In fact, he was told that quality is really not good in Motorola, and he took this as a challenge, and he said that, well, I will improve everything by 5 times. And without knowing how he's going to improve everything by 5 times, he invited suggestions. And one of the suggestions which he invited was, why don't you implement in fact, one of the suggestions by Bill Smith and Michael Harry was that why don't we implement statistical tools and techniques to improve our processes? So Bill Smith and Michael Harry, they were statisticians, they were engineers, and they used data analytics to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was very much impressed with that approach. And the best thing he liked was that they were able to improve the processes without without taking too much time. Within 3 to 6 months, they would improve the processes, and they would show some substantial results which will have an impact, which would have an impact on the profits of the organization, which would have an impact on the strategic business objectives of the organization. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry were very, very, interested in implementing these improvements. And Bob Galvin said that both of you are just doing 5-6 projects in a year. I want 500 to 600 projects to be done in the next 5 to 6 years. And to make it happen, Dr. Bill Smith and Michael Harry, they came out with a methodology which is known as Six Sigma. It follows DMAIC. So what they did was they said that instead of we doing the project, we will train the people, we will train the employees, we will train the people who are in the processes in these tools and techniques, and they will implement these tools and techniques to the these processes. And here, thus was born. In fact, when they thought of implementing these Lean and Six Sigma in fact, Six Sigma was born then, I would say. And when they thought of implementing these tools and techniques, the statistical tools and techniques to the processes, what would happen was they would improve in parts, like finance person will reduce the account closing time, HR team would reduce the recruitment cycle time, and of course production team or manufacturing team will improve the productivity, reduce the machine downtime, which would have an impact on the production. So everything, whatever was done, everything was having an impact on the strategic business objective of the organization. Now, what is a strategic business objective? If that appears to be jargon to you, see, every organization has got a vision. Okay, every organization wants to achieve something. What is the vision? By 2025, we would like to be #1 company in the city, or in this country, or in the world, whatever it is. So they have a vision. To achieve that vision, using their mission statement. Mission statement is the purpose of existence of the organization. Generally, the mission statement is something which doesn't change. It remains constant throughout the life of the organization, usually. And vision is, how you see yourself in 2025 or 2030, after some point of time, how you see yourself. So the strategies you create, how you will achieve your vision, how you are going to achieve your vision, the strategy which you create is the strategic business objective. And what you do, you select a sub process or process, or sub process in the organization, and identify an improvement opportunity, and this improvement opportunity is converted into a project. So now let me give an example. So if you want to increase the profits for the company, definitely it's the strategic business objective. But let us talk about the production process. In production process, I will choose a sub process. One of the sub process would be, or improvement opportunity would be, that the machine downtime in production line number 17 is 8 hours per week. And I would like to reduce this 8 hours per week to less than 2 hours per week. Obviously, if I'm able to do that, it will improve my production. It will improve my productivity. And of course, it will increase my profits. So that's what Lean and Six Sigma project does. Now, if you imagine, you can imagine one project can lead to some tangible benefits. It can save some dollars for the organization. Imagine if there are 10 projects, 20 projects, and maybe 100 or 200 projects being done in the organization, what will happen? And that's what happened with Motorola. In the next 11 years, they were able to save $15 billion. And they also received the first ever, the highest quality award in US is known as Malcolm Baldrige Award. The first award, first recipient of this Malcolm Baldrige Award was Motorola. And in his award acceptance speech, Bob Gelvin attributed his success, or his organization's success, to Six Sigma. And the world was listening. One of them was GE's Jack Welch. And Jack Welch, he was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees, if you are not a green belt, you will not be promoted. So everyone wanted to be a green belt and then a black belt in GE. They started telling their suppliers also that if you want to do business with GE, if you want us to give purchase orders, release purchase orders in your favor, you have to be a Lean and Six Sigma organization. And then that's how Lean and Six Sigma spread out, and it became very, very popular initiative. And since then, of course, it has been adopted by many Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies. 80% of the Fortune 100 companies still have Lean and Six Sigma running initiative is running in those organizations. Okay, so let me tell you about what is Lean, what is Six Sigma. So I already told you, you use DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. I will talk more about it a little later, but let me tell you in brief what is Lean and what is Six Sigma. What is Lean and what is Six Sigma? Lean. In short, if you were allowing me only 3 or 4 sentences to describe Lean, what would I say? I would tell you that Lean is about mapping the process by going to the workplace. Okay, I will talk about some jargons afterwards, but in simple words, mapping the process by going to the workplace, seeing for yourself how the work is being done, identifying the waste in the processes, reducing the waste so that you are able to reduce the cycle times and errors and defects. This is what is Lean. Now, let me introduce some jargons. Going to the workplace, going where the action is taking place. We call it as Gemba. So we do a Gemba investigation, go to the workplace, go where the action is really happening, and see what are the wastes there. There are 7 types of waste. Now, what is a waste? Also called as muda in Japanese. What is a waste? Waste is anything which doesn't add any value. Now, what is value? Value is from customer's perspective. Please understand, from customer's perspective, not from your perspective, not from the organization's perspective, not from the department's perspective, not from the employee's perspective, unfortunately, not from employee's perspective. So Value is from customer's perspective. And what is the customer looking at? Customer is looking at some value. Now, you to achieve that value, you are performing some steps. Many of the steps are not adding any value at all. Any value at all. Like, for example, waiting. There's a lot of waiting in your process. It is not adding any value at all. Lot of movement, unnecessary movement, transportation, moving things from one place to another place. It is not adding any value at all. That means, again, it's a waste. So anything, any step which doesn't transform the input and brings us closer to the final value is known as waste. That is criteria number one. There are two more criteria. So there are three criteria for identifying or classifying a process step as a waste. What are the three criteria? First one, it should be transfer. It is not able, it is not transforming the input and bringing it closer to the final value. So that is final output. That is first criteria. Second criteria, if it is not done right the first time, then it's a waste. So anything starting with rework, review, even checking, inspection, approval, everything is a waste. They are not adding any value. Now you'll say, should I stop my inspection? No, I'm not saying that you should stop, but it is not adding value. At least acknowledge that it is not adding any value. So these are all non-value added activities. Identify them. There are 7 non-value added activities: overproduction, waiting, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework, underutilized resources, and intelligence. Even like a lot of intelligence of the people in the organization is being wasted. You are giving some trivial job to some highly qualified people. That means their intelligence is being wasted. So waste of intelligence, lots of waste. We also call it as Tim Woods or downtime. I don't have much time to describe all of them, but I'm just giving you some glimpses of various tools and techniques which are used in Lean and Six Sigma. Okay. So this is about Lean. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation. More about variation I will talk when I come to the basic statistics part. I told you I'll be teaching you some basic statistics. Those of you who have joined a little late, for them, let me tell you that I will be teaching you some basic statistics for 15-20 minutes. So just be with me. Don't leave. Easier things are coming up. Okay, so let me talk about a little bit about variation. So what happens? See, whenever why do you trust a company? When the company is giving you product and service without variation. So it should be on time without variation. It should mean like today it is on time, tomorrow it is not on time. No, you don't like that. It should be on time every time. It should be defect free every time. It should be whatever you are asking for, it should be delivered every time without any errors and mistakes. That means there is no variation. See, you go to a car, you go to a car showroom and you want to buy a car, and there are 20 cars in front of you, and you just pick up one, any one of them, if they are same models and same color, let's say. So you will just choose any one of them, isn't it? They don't tell you that I think this car is a little better than this car is a little better. This variation will definitely not impress you, isn't it? So every car is almost same. There's no variation. You go to McDonald's, you buy McDonald's, you go to New York or Dubai or Philippines or Sydney or Mumbai or Karachi or Riyadh, wherever, London, you will get almost the same service, no variation. And if you are asking for the same product, the product will be same without much variation, unless the variation is intended in the sense that the product itself is different. Then of course you have to, that variation has to be there. But the same product, same service will not be having too much of variation. That means you are able to build trust, and the customer will come back to you again and again because your processes are predictable. Edward Deming, one of the quality gurus used to say, problems are not in the people, problems are in the processes. Again, I repeat, problems are not in the people, problems are in the processes. So focus on process improvement. Same people, if they are given a better process, they will be able to deliver excellent results. And if you have got very good people, but the processes are broken, they will never be able to produce the desired results or the desired outcomes which the customers would like to have. So focus on, again, people. So 85% of the problems, 85% of the problems are due to the processes. And only, of course, I'm not saying that 15 people don't contribute anything. People, see, everything happens because of the people. But what I'm telling you is about the problems, the issues and the problems. 15% of the time they are in the processes. Sorry, 85% of the time they are in the processes, and 15% is contributed by the people. I'm just repeating this again because sometimes it is difficult to digest this. So most of the tools which we learn in Lean and Six Sigma, in Green Belt and Black Belt, they are related to processes, of course. So let us see how Lean and Six Sigma is implemented. Let me take you through the implementation part first, and then I will, of course, talk about, as I told you, basic statistics, and then after that, I'll talk about DMAIC. So how do I implement Lean and Six Sigma? Now, I'm telling you the ideal way of implementing Lean and Six Sigma. There are two approaches. One is top-down approach, and another is bottoms-up approach. Top-down approach means and that is a better approach always. You should get the buy-in from the senior management, then you will succeed. Your chances of succeeding is higher. So you form a team of certified black belts and master black belts. You train them, you hire them, you form a team, and they choose improvement projects in different departments: operations, marketing, finance, IT, HR, every department. They choose improvement opportunities. We ask the department managers, what would you like to improve in your process? And if they say that, well, I would like to improve the reduce the cycle time, so we will take up a improvement project to reduce the cycle time, etc. Then let me describe the infrastructure which we create. Let's suppose some organization, and luckily we get invitation by lots of organizations to implement Lean and Six Sigma. As I told you, many of the Fortune 100 companies, they are our clients. A list, of course, is provided on our website, and I might keep talking about them on and off as I show you and show you how to implement Lean and Six Sigma. So first we form the steering committee. Steering committee means the top 4 or 5 senior management from the site or from in the organization. We form a steering committee along with the quality head who will be monitoring the Lean and Six Sigma implementation in the organization, who will be meeting once in every quarter to see how the Lean Six Sigma is being implemented in the organization. So right now, as I told you, I'm describing the top-down approach. There is another approach also, which I will speak a little later. The other approach is you have Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts trained in the organization. Like the way you are doing, you are attending a yellow belt session. If you would like to, if you join me again for green belt or a black belt session, then you become a green belt and a black belt. Now you go to your organization and tell the organization that I am a green belt, I am a black belt, I am capable of improving any process in the organization, and you take up improvement projects. Or not only, it's not necessary that you have to always take an improvement project. You identify some areas where you'll be able to apply these statistical tools and techniques. You can use a Pareto chart, you can do a chi-square test, you can do an FMEA, ESCAP analysis, FME, all these things. If we are able to do it quickly and show some good quick results, and then organization comes to know, hey, something good is happening. That is known as bottoms-up approach. So right now I'm describing the top-down. Top-down means the CEO is convinced, the senior management is convinced. So we have formed a steering committee. In the top-down approach, we do a champions training. Champions means the head of the departments or the senior managers. They're trained for 1 day or half a day as per their availability in basics of Lean and Six Sigma tools and techniques. Then they appoint the green belts and black belts. And these green belts and black belts, usually they are high performers. They are appointed by the senior managers, the department heads, who are the champions. And champions don't have to undergo any training except for half a day. Sometimes they don't even have to undergo any training. But the green belts and black belts who are in the processes, they are given a structured training in high-end statistical tools and techniques. These green belts and black belts, they take up improvement projects, and then they do these improvement projects in the organization. So this is how, and master black belts like me, they guide these green belts and black belts as they do the project. They conduct the training program the way I'm conducting a training program for you. Yeah, so people like me, they are conducting the training program. Of course, you can be a master black belt too. Yellow belts understand the basics of Lean Six Sigma. Green belts are able to do projects because they know some tools and techniques. Black belts are able to do high-end projects, cross-functional projects. They are able to use high-end statistical tools like design of experiments, etc., to improve processes and achieve breakthrough results. Breakthrough means drastic improvement, not incremental, not stepwise. No, stepwise is also good. In Kaizen, you do stepwise improvement, right? But here you are doing breakthrough, 10 days cycle time reduced to just 1 hour or something like that. These are known as all breakthrough improvements. And master black belts are people who conduct training programs and guide black belts and green belts, and of course yellow belts. So these are all, this is all about yellow, green, black, master black belt. Now, how do I implement? So first we implement, we create an infrastructure, which I just showed you. Then after that, we do a champions training, which I talked about. Like this is one of the client in, this is in Switzerland, and it's a major pharmaceutical company. And here I'm conducting a game, a business game, where they are being convinced using these tools and techniques how you can improve the process. So that business game which we are playing, there, there's no time to describe that, but they were committing a lot of mistakes initially. And once they learned these tools and techniques, then they were able to, as I was telling you, they were implementing a lot of they implemented some tools and techniques, and towards the end, then they were able to improve the processes drastically. So earlier, they were not able to complete the jobs on time. Almost 80% of the jobs were completed, they were delayed, and now the delay reduced to just 1%. So there was a huge improvement in terms of cycle time and errors also. Earlier, the quality was only 52%. They increased the quality to 100% after using some tools and techniques. So they get convinced. Basically, the idea is to convince the senior management first before we implement Lean and Six Sigma. And then they also understand what is Lean Six Sigma, so that they are able to give some time. They are able to give some time to the green belts and black belts. They are patient. You have to wait 3 to 6 months. 3 months for a green belt project and 6 months for a black belt project. So now, once the senior management is convinced, now we have time. Now it is time to train the green belts and black belts. So here are the green belts.
And your slogan: 1, 2, 3, green air. And your song.
So this is the team ready to get trained, and they have been allocated projects, and they are going to now do projects in their respective departments. So these green belts, once they, and of course they are going to undergo this training, 3 days to 4 days of green belt training, and 3 days of black belt training. So they are very inspired. You can see that they are highly inspired. And now, so we have got different teams, and they're not allowing me to speak. As you know, that team undergoes 4 stages or 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. So forming means you form the team. That's what happening here. That is what happening here. That we are forming the team. Then that comes storming. People say, who are you? They start learning about each other. They understand who's who, and then they settle down. They're not thinking about the project objective. They are thinking about themselves in the storming session, and then the norming happens. They accept each other. Then now they're ready to perform, and then of course then they start performing. So forming, storming, norming, performing, and of course once the project is successfully over, it is adjourned. Team is adjourned. Now these people are from different departments. They are not full-time green belts and black belts. They have been trained as green belts and black belts, but they are doing their respective jobs. An accountant is still an accountant. An engineer is still an engineer. The IT help desk manager is still IT help desk manager. So once that is done, of course, and if the team is successful, and more green belts and black belts are trained, and most of our organization where we have implemented Lean and Six Sigma, they have continued implementing Lean and Six Sigma year on year on year. So many clients in Europe, Middle East, India, US. There are so many clients. I will talk about the UK clients towards the end of this training program, but let me talk about maybe one of the clients here in Middle East. I see a lot of people from Middle East, so
My
maybe I
name
will.
is Mohammed Al Bayati. I'm the CEO of NAPL. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has teach me and more than 1,000 employee of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This this affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
And we have got so many of these credentials. Maybe if time permits, I will talk about them later. Now it is time to learn something. Yes, I hope I have motivated you enough. Now you are ready to learn. Now tell me, do you agree with this? There are two types of data. One can be measured and one cannot be measured. Tell me, do you agree with this? Okay, well, many people say yes, some people say no, but most of you are saying yes. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Let me tell you, there are two rules. In fact, I'll tell you the third rule also. The first rule is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. That is first rule. Second rule is you can measure everything. Yes, you can measure everything. And the third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number two. Yeah, that means everything can be measured. Now, how? You will ask me how. Tell me, prove me, isn't it? You tell me that. Okay. Before I tell you, let me from my previous experience, like I've been into Lean and Six Sigma implementation for the last 20 years. My total experience is 30 years. Out of that, 20 years has been hardcore Lean and Six Sigma, in and out. I've been doing Lean and Six Sigma for so many years. And I see three responses. When I talk about data, these are the three responses. What are the three responses? First, we do not collect the data. Why should I collect the data? Or if I collect the data and give it to you, what will happen? Hmm, you will show it to my senior manager and show that how inefficient I am. I'm not going to give the data. Second is, oh, we have too much of data, but we don't know. We make report after report. There are so many Excel sheets lying around, but I don't know what to do with that. So that is second response. Third is, oh, analysis is too complicated. I am not a mathematics person. All these problems are solved now. You don't have to learn mathematics. You just need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Even that is not required because everything is taken care of by softwares nowadays. When you become a green belt and a black belt with us, we also train you in uh, some software. We give you a software for free, and I'll be showing you, if time permits, I will show you. let me see if I will be able to show you that. And yes, so I will show you how you can implement Lean and Six Sigma and use how you can analyze the data while you implement Lean and Six Sigma in your organization. So now coming back to our some learning, we I was talking about two types of data, right? So there are two types of data: continuous and attribute data. So first, let us learn about, with some examples, what is continuous. Continuous data is something which can be represented on a number line, and attribute data is something which cannot be represented on a number line, but we can have categories. So if I want to, maybe, let me go to whiteboard and let me talk about the two types of data. So there are two types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data is also known as continuous data is also known as quantitative data or variable data, and attribute data is known as qualitative data. So attribute data, continuous data. Some examples: continuous data is age, like my age is 52.5 years. Okay. Cycle time of completing a job. So if I give a job to a team member, or IT help desk response time, it is 30.2 minutes. Okay. Or procurement time to procure any material, or recruitment time. So it is 90.2 days. So if you can see carefully the similarity, it has got units, and also there's a possibility of a decimal point. You can see that there's a possibility of a decimal point. So this is a characteristic of continuous data. It can be represented on a number line. Okay, that is it is a number line. Number line means minus infinity to plus infinity. Any number on number line, any point on a number line can be represented in continuous data. But in attribute data is something where you feel that you cannot measure. So tell me something which you think you cannot measure. Can you tell me something which you feel you cannot measure? So I will put a measure to it. Okay. Oh, every time I get the same response: feelings, happiness. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Emotions. Kirti is telling emotions, feelings, work satisfaction. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. Okay, fine. So, let me let me put some measure to it. So attribute. Now, first thing I will do is I will create category, and then I can count how many of them belong to category A and how many belong to category B and C and so forth. And then I think I can express this in proportion. So that becomes a good measure. Let me take an example. So you said happiness, right? Gender. Dharmendra is telling gender. Oh, Dharmender ji, hi, hum Amitabh Bachchan hai. Okay, I was just joking. Those who are from India, they will understand. They will realize I share my first name with one of the Bollywood heroes. Those who are not from India, I'm just telling them that his name is also Amitabh, and my name is Amitabh. So by being Amitabh, I have tried to develop some of his skills of speaking. एंड आई इसीलिए हम कभी कभी हिंदी में बहुत लिखते भी हैं और anyway, so sorry, I'm deviating. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let us go back to attribute data. Happiness, right? Okay, happiness. Now I can create two categories. See, every attribute, I can create at least 2 categories. Every attribute, I can create at least 2 categories. Presence or absence of that attribute. So here I can say happy, unhappy, happiness present, happiness absent. That means happy, unhappy. Yeah, happy, unhappy. And I can say that I checked with my employees, and I checked with 100 employees, and 60 of them were happy and 40 of them were not happy. Then what is the proportion? Proportion is 0.6 or 60% and 0.4. Obviously, the total will be 1. Now I have measured happiness in my organization, and I can take up an improvement project. 60% of my employees are happy today. I would like to increase this to 70%, and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is how I can still measure. And I told you, you can't improve if you cannot measure. Even personal happiness also you can measure. Now there is no time to describe all these things. But you join my green belt and black belt training, I'll tell you how to do that. Oh, it's not that difficult. You can, even based on the today's training also, you can apply the same concepts, and also you can measure anything. So I told you, I gave you some hint. Happiness. Like some people asked customer satisfaction. So obviously customer satisfaction also can be measured, but just to save time, I'm not going to talk too much about it. So you have customer satisfaction, and that very, very happy customer. I can create 5 categories: happy customer, neutral customer, and let us say extremely unhappy customer. And I checked, 40 of them were very happy, 10 of them were happy, 15 were neutral, and let's say 55, 65. So what remains is 35. So I'll give 30 here and 5 here. Yeah. It's not necessary that you have to collect always 100 samples, but I'm just making my calculations easier. You can collect 50 also, 100 also. Now that reminds me to tell you that how many samples should you collect? You just need to collect, if you are collecting continuous data, then you need to collect only 30 samples. Only 30 samples. If you are measuring continuous data, you need to collect only 30 samples. 30 samples. And if you are measuring attributes data, then you have to collect 200 to 1100 samples. There's a sample size formula I will not be describing here. In fact, in my black belt training, I even derived that formula using central limit theorem. And everything is very easy. Let me tell you, nothing is difficult. Everything is very easy. We make easy for you. Okay. Yes. Ask my students. They will tell you that. Okay. Now, I hope you have understood continuous and attribute data. When I have continuous data, first I collect the data. See, our main goal is to improve. Don't forget the main goal. My main goal is not to just measure. My main goal is to improve. So today my cycle time is 30.2 minutes. My procurement time is 110 days. Now, I need to improve. But before I improve, I need to tell everyone how severe is the pain, how are we performing. So we call this as descriptive statistics. There are 2 types of statistics: descriptive and inferential. Descriptive means it describes. It describes how am I performing today. What is my current performance? Today, my performance is procurement time 120 days. Today, my recruitment cycle time is 90 days. That is how I'm performing. Or today, happiness index is 60%. Today, customer satisfaction is at 30%, 40%. This is how I'm performing. So when you are describing for continuous data, we will use, what will we use? Continuous data, I will use histogram. And I can estimate the probability distribution curve using the histogram, which we call it as normal distribution. Normal distribution. I can create a normal distribution. All the data, all the continuous data, all the processes in my organization, not only in organization, all the processes in the world, they follow normal distribution. Why it is known as normal distribution? Because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. That is why it is known as a normal distribution. It's a normal distribution. I will talk about that. Okay, now can I do happiness? Can I prepare normal distribution? No, sorry, I cannot prepare normal distribution there. There I can prepare bar chart like happy, unhappy. I can prepare a pie chart. I can prepare a Pareto chart like defects, defect A, defect B, defect C, defect D, location A, like London, New York, Dubai, Singapore. No, now, all these categories. Again, prepare those charts. Bar chart, pie chart, Pareto chart. If time permits, I'll talk about Pareto as well. In fact, I will talk. It's important tool. I'll tell you what is Pareto. Okay, so I have just told you two types of data, and I have told you how to express these two types of data. Continuous means normal distribution, histogram, and about uh, the attribute data, it is bar chart and pie charts. I hope you understood. Everyone got it? Okay. Okay, good. Well, that's really good. One of you is asking, is Lean Six Sigma applicable to sales and marketing? Of course, yes. I have made a video on that. Lean and Six Sigma and sales and marketing. In fact, that reminds me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. uh, in LinkedIn, I keep posting lots of tools and techniques about Lean and Six Sigma, like 2 to 3 minute video. Today, I'm going to talk about FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. Today, here, by the way, here I'm not going to talk about. I'm trying to enact what I have done in that video. So today we are going to talk about FMEA. What is FMEA? Failure modes and effects analysis. And I describe that whole tool in 5 to 6 minutes. You can go to Anexas your YouTube channel, Anexas YouTube channel, and subscribe, and you'll get lots of tools. And I don't talk about anything else, but only quality in that, in that YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to our Instagram. You can also subscribe to our Facebook. You can also subscribe to our LinkedIn page and Twitter. Everything we talk about quality only. We don't talk about anything else. Okay, so please, I invite you to learn more and more. And all these are free. By the way, if you want to become a certified green belt and black belt with me, definitely you can also join my training programs. Okay, good. So now coming back to, so we have learned about two types of data. Two types of data. What are the two types of data? Continuous and attribute. And now you have reasons to collect the data, because you can't improve if you cannot measure. Now let me tell you some of the tools and techniques how to deal with the data. First of all, I told you how to measure. Okay, we learned how to measure. Any difficulty there? Any questions there? Okay, no, that's really good. Now, yeah, how to measure? We learned here, isn't it? Continuous data, histogram. Okay, if you are interested, let me talk about what is normal distribution. Let me talk about a little bit of basic statistics. Okay, okay. What is normal distribution? Normal distribution, Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he found in 19th century that most of the repetitive processes, they follow normal distribution. And he also found that when you collect the data from any repetitive process, what will happen? Let's take an example. Your travel time to your office. One day you took 30 minutes, another day you took 35 minutes, one day you took 25 minutes, one day you took 26 minutes, 33 minutes, and so on and so forth. And if you take an average, if you take an average, this is the average, let's say it is 30 minutes. Then you can even calculate standard deviation. Standard deviation is a Greek letter sigma. Greek, S is written like this, sigma. That is known as small s, sigma. So standard deviation, S for standard deviation, S for sigma. So standard deviation is, let us say, 5. Now, don't worry about how to calculate standard deviation. It's very easy to calculate. In yellow belt, as I told, just understand the concepts, how to calculate. Well, let's not go into that. But in my green belt sessions, we derive the formula. We derive the formula in such a way that you will never forget the formula. Okay, and better still, I will tell you how to do how to calculate a standard deviation using Excel. Just put is equal to STDEV and all the cells, and then you'll get, in just one click you'll get it. Or even I'll show you how to calculate the standard deviation using Minitab. So if I say I have got procurement time, let's take an example of a procurement time in a company. Procurement time means time taken to procure materials, the raw materials from the for the organizations. Like you want to buy a laptop, how much time it takes. You want to buy an equipment, how much time it takes. That is known as procurement time. So I can quickly do this exercise. Later on, you can rewind this and see how I'm doing it. But right now, I will not be showing you a step-by-step approach, obviously, because it will take a long time. And I want to give you lots and lots of tools in shortest possible time. So see, it's very easy. Average is 124 days and standard deviation is 3 days. I can very easily calculate. So let's not worry about how to calculate, but it can be easily calculated. This is known as what? Average, X bar, average, and standard deviation. Now, Mr. Gauss, he found, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he found that this curve, the probability distribution curve, never touches the x-axis. It goes on and on till infinity and goes on and on till minus infinity. But it appears to touch the x-axis. It appears to touch the x-axis at 1 sigma, 2 sigma, and at 3 sigma. Here it touches at -1, -2, and -3 sigma. So it appears to touch at ±3 sigma. It appears beyond that there is nothing. It appears like that. So 99.73%, or just to make it easier, 99% approximately of all the values, I'm talking about the population, I'm not talking about the samples. See, these are the samples. Now I'm talking about all your travels to your office, from your home to office every day. If I want to predict, I can easily predict using normal distribution curve. So let us predict about this travel. I collected data. I found average is 30, standard deviation is 5. Now I can easily calculate this person on an average takes 30 minutes. One time standard deviation is 5. So 1 time 5 is 5. So I add 30 plus 1 time standard deviation becomes 35. Here it is 40, and here it is 45, here it is 25, here it is 20, and here it is 15. Okay, so I can easily calculate and I can say that 99% of my travels will take how much time? 99% of my travel will take how much time? Tell me. Yes, 99% of the travel will take how much time? Yes, tell me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, many of you are able to tell me. 99% of the, some are telling 30. No, 30 is the average. Yes, but many of you have told 15 to 45 minutes. 15 to 45 minutes. 99% of the activities, 99% of the travels will take between 15 to 45 minutes. But does uh, 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 15 appear here in my sample? No. Does 45 appear in my sample? No. 42 is also not appearing, but I can still predict that you will take 40 minutes or 42 minutes. You are capable of taking 40 to 45 minutes. So 15 to 45 minutes. 15 is known as lower control limit and upper control limit. Now I can change this to any industry. So some people are from manufacturing. So let me tell about manufacturing. On an average, my manufacturing plant produces. My manufacturing plant is. Oh, I am not sharing my screen. Let me share the screen. Yeah, my on an average, my this is known as lower control limit, and this is known as upper control limit. This 15 is known as lower control limit, and 45 is known as upper control limit. Yeah. Now, within lower and upper control limits, I have got 99% of my values. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. 99% of the time, you will be traveling within what? On an average, of course, you will take 30 minutes. But this, we call it as control chart, which depicts lower control limit, which is minus 3 sigma, and upper control limit, that is plus 3 sigma. I hope I am not confusing you. You are still with me. Okay. Trust me, after 10-15 minutes, I'll be totally out of statistics. Then I'll show you some beautiful projects. You will enjoy seeing those projects and pictures. Don't worry. But little bit of analytics. Please stay with me. Yeah. Okay. So 15 to 45 minutes. Control charts. Now I can transform this example to manufacturing. 15 tons per day to 45 tons per day is my plant production. If it is a sales organization, 15,000, let's say, or 15 million, let us say, 15 million sales to 45 million of dollars of sales per month, okay, or per week. Why not per day also? Why not? Okay, so whatever. So 15 million to 45 million. If you are a hospital, then in that case, my waiting time of patients on an average, sometimes it's 30, 35 minutes, 25 minutes. On an average, this is 30. Standard deviation is 5. That means total minimum to maximum plus minus sigma 15 to 45 minutes. Okay. So you can, 45 minutes, right? So you can transform, understand the concept. See, for a green belt or a black belt, Lean and Six Sigma green belt and a black belt can do improvement project in any industry. When you become a black belt, you're not a black belt for only manufacturing or a hospital or a shipping company or say a theme park. Even theme parks, Warner Brothers, Ferrari World, they're all our clients. So I'm just talking about uh, any domain. You can apply these tools and techniques in every domain, each and every domain. Okay. So coming back, this is known as control chart. And we say that 99% of the time you will take, if I go back to my travel example, you will take between 30 to 15 to 45 minutes. Okay. We call this as voice of process, voice of process. As if process had a voice, it would say that I will take between 15 to 45 minutes to travel. If it production unit, your production plant will say that I can produce 15 tons to 45 tons per day. Your sales process will say I can give you $15 million to 45 millions. Now why? Because the way you have created the policies, the way you have trained the people, the kind of people you have selected, the kind of machines and equipment you have got, you will continue to get between 15 to 45 units. Okay. But of course, if you want to change that, then you need to do something about it. But before I come to that, let me talk about one more thing. See, it's not that always you will be 15 to 45 minutes. If I sometimes you will go up or down also, right? But suppose if I ask you, let's say this is a sales organization, and one particular month you have 44 millions, the best achieved in the last 1 year, and you have a party in the cafeteria or in a five-star hotel, and then next month it goes to for 35, then you would think that recognition has backfired. Next month it goes to 25, then you will say, well, it's time to take some action. Next month it goes to 20. Oh, you are worried. You hold an emergency meeting, and that after that emergency meeting next month it goes to 35. You think that meeting really helped, or you invite some motivational speaker who, at the lowest sales, motivational speaker says, go for it, go for it, go for it, and then suddenly your sales improve. You feel that motivational speaker really did wonders. Sorry, a green belt or a black belt will say nothing has changed. Green belt or black belt will stay cool. He says this variation, whatever you are seeing, is due to common causes. This is due to common causes. This variation is common causes. But yes, if it's something like this, if I ask you why, let's say travel time, why you took 90 minutes one day, then you will give me another answer. You will tell me, you will not say it is due to that it is my natural variation of my travel time. You will draw a cause and effect diagram, and you will say, this is my travel time, and it is affected by many factors. We call this as X factors, and this we call it as Y. So my travel time is affected by how many factors. What are these factors? In fact, there are man related, machine related, methods related. We have got measurement related reasons, environment, or just to make it M, if I make it 6 M's, it's also known as cause and effect, or cause and effect. And yes, Ishikawa diagram, and also fishbone. Yes, looks like a fishbone. So it also is known as fishbone diagram. So here, lots of reasons I can attribute, like driver, who's driving, the mood of the driver, the car, what type of car I'm using, which route I'm taking, what is the speed, coming back to, so here Mother Nature, to make it M. So this is Mother Nature, method, machine, man, measurement, Mother Nature, or environment, man, machine, method, material. Yeah. So, you can brainstorm. This is known as cause and effect diagram. I'll show you, show you a project and how to do a good cause and effect diagram. I'll show you using a project. Okay. So, if I ask you why you are taking 90 minutes, you'll tell me, well, on that day, there was a traffic. Too much of traffic. That means you are assigning a cause. So this we call it as assignable cause, assignable or special causes, assignable or special causes. So there are two types of causes, assignable cause and common causes. Now, this reason, this thing, like this, whatever happens, it can be lower also, it can be upper also. like in production, it can be a good news. 90 tons per day we produce, something special happened, right? Sales 90 million dollars, something special. Or it can be low also, something special happened. This, whenever this happens, the operations manager will be able to take care of this special cause. For a green belt or a black belt, this is not of much concern. The focus of green belt and black belt is common cause and control limits. So, this I already told you. This is known as voice of process. LCL and UCL, voice of process. But there is one more important voice, voice of customer. Customer tells you, let's say, if I'm talking about sales, customer here is your senior management. They tell you, $50 million I want. So now you need to change the control limits. Yes. And now you need to have your new control limits which make customer happy. And if this is a cycle time, let's say procurement time, then customer might say, well, I need, voice of customer, your procurement should be less than 10 days. Then I need to have lower control limit. I hope too much of things are there on the whiteboard, but I hope you are able to understand. I have not lost you, I hope. Okay, because of shortage of time, I have to hurry up a little bit. That is why I'm doing a little fast. But as long as you are able to at least understand the basic concepts, that's good enough. In fact, I have told you two advanced concepts, right? So, common cause and special cause. Special cause is of not much concern to us as black belts and green belts. Special cause should be taken care of by the operations team on a day-to-day basis. Whenever it happens, they know what to do. They know the reasons. But when I want to do a huge improvement, I need to do DMAIC approach. Lean and Six Sigma's DMAIC approach only can take me from here to here. It will take me to greater heights. How to do that? Let us see. Let us talk about how to do that. Okay. Before I talk about DMAIC, let me tell you about analysis before I go into the DMAIC, so that you will understand the whole DMAIC process much more easier way. So here, what we are doing, the Y is the output, whatever I am trying to improve. What I am trying to improve, like sales, I am trying to improve. Sales depends on so many X factors, skills of the employees. Production, I want to improve. It depends on downtime, the machinery, the skills of the operators, the temperatures, the parameters, the cooling water temperature, so many things. Construction, time, I want to reduce the project delays. Then it depends on so many X factors. So my focus has to be on X factors. If you remember, these are X factors. This is Y. Y is function of X. When you go to the doctor checks the symptom. Tell him, well, I'm having fever. That symptom is if he applies Lean Six Sigma there, your measure will be temperature, right? No, doctor doesn't try to reduce the body temperature. Doctor finds the X factor, reasons, and gets the root cause. Not all the reasons are responsible for that high fever. He gets the root cause, and then he gives the medicine for that root cause. Similarly, as a green belt or black belt, what you do, you find the root causes. How will you do that? By doing data analysis. How? By using data analysis. Let me tell you a little bit of data analysis before I show you the project, so that you can understand the things much easily. Well, the data analysis. Two types of data. When I want to analyze, is there any relationship between the two factors? Let's say, for example, is is happiness of my employee affecting the cycle time? Is happiness of my employee affecting the cycle time? Yes. Yes or no? Then I have got X factor is this, Y is this, right? Is age of my employees related to the cycle time? Does age impact the cycle time? So what am I doing here? I am trying to correlate the cycle time with age and with, let us say, happiness. Now, cycle time is continuous data. Age is continuous data. Happiness is attribute data. When I'm trying to find the relationship between two continuous variables, I will use a chart which is known as, let me see, I also don't remember actually, right? We can always refer. So remember, when it was continuous data, one variable like cycle time, I can make a histogram. When it is attribute data, I can make a Pareto, I told you. When it is continuous and continuous, I can make a scatter plot. Both are continuous, right? Both are continuous. Age is continuous data and cycle time is also continuous data. I can make a scatter plot. Scatter plot. Y is time taken and age is X factor. Now, now tell me, is age affecting the time? Is age responsible for the time? As the age increases, time taken to complete the job decreases due to experience. Like, for example, as my age is increasing, time taken to teach tools, the same number of tools in shortest possible time increase. Like, time taken to teach a tool reduces. I can teach you more tools in shorter time. That's what is happening, right? When I was young, I would explain only the control chart for 1 hour. People will keep asking, and still I was not able to explain. But in very short time, I'm able to do that. I hope I was able to do that. Yeah. Okay. Now, look at this scatter plot. Here, there is no effect of age. Young or old doesn't matter. Or it can be reverse also. As the age increases, time taken to complete the job increases. Some physical activity, maybe. Yeah. So there is a relation or not. So if I find something like this or this, then I'll say, yes, this is root cause. Similarly, let us look at happiness. Happiness is attribute data. Happiness is attribute data, continuous data is cycle time. If I want to correlate the two, can I use scatter plot? No. I will use continuous is one, attribute is one. I will use box plot. Let us do box plot. Time. Happy employee and unhappy employee. Unhappy employee. Sorry to write. Oh, happiness. Here is happiness. Okay. Happiness. This is X factor. This is Y factor. Continuous. This is attribute. Happy employee takes less time. Unhappy employee takes more time. So I should make my employees happy if I want to reduce my cycle time. But if this is the case, happy, unhappy, then happiness is no impact. So I can say happiness is impacting, or maybe happiness not impacting, depending on 30, 40 samples. Just 30 to 40 samples will give me the root causes. That's the beauty of it. Let me show you how you can do it uh, uh, in a uh, in Minitab. This is a Minitab which we teach you. If you join our Green Build and Black Build, we teach you this Minitab. So here, if I am looking at the Minitab, here, I already told you, if the data is continuous data, I make a histogram. I showed you histogram. Now I have collected the data, man, machine, material, method. I've got. I've collected the root causes, brainstormed, invited people and asked them why our procurement time is high. They tell us, and I quickly I can make a cause and effect chart. Yes, this tells me, well, these are the reasons for delay. Okay, now what I do? I collect further data. Deming used to say, in God we trust, rest others bring data. In God we trust, rest others bring data. So I'm not going to trust you if you are not giving me the data. So now, out of those reasons, we collected further data and found that reasons for delay, one day there was a delay, we found, oh, SOP was not followed. Skills. So we collected 50 to 100 procurements and assigned the reasons for the delay. And these were the reasons assigned. And when I'm dealing with attribute data, remember, I'm describing right now, I will use Pareto chart, attribute data, Pareto chart, remember. So I do a Pareto. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the 80% of the money or the wealth was with 20% of the people in Italy. He called this as 80-20 rule. Joseph Juran applied this to quality and he said 80% of your problems, 80% of your problems, 80% of your problem is where you have listed 10 causes, but only 20% of them, that is only 2 of them are responsible for your 80% of your problems. So focus on these 80% of your problems, right? Okay. So here we have listed down Pareto. Delivery delay, how many times? 14 times. Vendor selection delay, 11 times. Lack of clarity, 9 times. Approval delay, 6 times. Oh. Percentage contribution of each one of them, delivery delay is contributing 27%, 22% is vendor selection, and so on and so forth. Then in that case, we are looking at, now can you tell me, cumulative first two delivery delay and vendor selection delay are responsible for 50%, 27 plus 7, 22, sorry, 49%, 49% of your delays. First 4 are contributing to almost 80% of the delay. So what does it mean? It means that if I just focus on these 4 causes, 20% of the causes, then it is going to give me 80% of the solutions. I can solve my problem by just focusing on this 20%. Let us see. And then I can just work on these 4 causes. In fact, I can further validate. If you remember, I can further validate using some more data. So if I collect some more data, I can just look at this data. And looking at the data, I can see that, I collected some more data. Purchase order number, this had delivery time of 10 days. Vendor selection time of 6 days. Clarity. What are other X factors? The clarity of the requirements. If my requirements, what I need to procure, are very clear, does it affect my procurement time? So clarity was checked. Oh, medium, high, low, medium, categorical data. Approval delay. Was there an approval delay? Yes, no. It is again categorical data. So what I have done is I am Yes, I am collecting data and try to validate. Validating, how will I validate? Yes, let us see. Is my procurement time impacted by, let's say, clarity of requirements, continuous data, and attribute data? Continuous data and attribute data. What will I do? Go back to my PPT. Continuous and attribute, I'll use a box plot. And then continuous and continuous, I will use a scatter plot. So let us do that. Procurement time and clarity, I will do a box plot. Oh, sorry, yeah, box plot. Yes, let's do a box plot. Mhm. Procurement time and clarity. Oh yes, appears that high clarity gives me lower procurement time. Low clarity is responsible for high procurement time. That means it is clarity is the root cause. So I should ensure some system is in place where my customers always give right, clear requirements, and I'll develop a system so that I'll have some spaces to be filled in, some uh, fields to be mandatorily filled in by my internal customers or department or the employees or the people or managers, the department managers. They will, I will tell them, unless your requirements are not clear, I can't help you. And then I will make my the requirements document a little bit easier, so that they are able to fill in the clear requirements, and that will reduce my procurement time. And similarly, you can try for approval delay. Is approval affecting my procurement time? Well, let us see. Approval affecting or not affecting? Approval is affecting or not? Let me see. Approval delay. Oh, it doesn't appear to be affecting. So that is not the root cause. Then comes a procurement time versus, let's say, delivery time. Both are continuous data. I will use scatter plot. And if I do a scatter plot, it will tell me, well, sorry, vendor selection time and procurement time. It is not affecting. It is not affecting. No relationship, right? But let us look at the delivery time. Let us see whether delivery time is impacting. And scatter plot again, because both of them are continuous data. So vendors delivery time and procurement time, are they affecting? Well, appears to be affecting. They are related. So this is where you can do your uh, now, as I told you, I will talk about the DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Now you'll be able to understand this much more easier way. I will choose a project which is, it is a manufacturing industry example, but a procurement, or no, sorry, let's say recruitment cycle time, so that you are able to, understand the things a little bit easier. So in the define phase, we define the problem, write a project charter, we do a SIPOC. I will tell you what is SIPOC in short while. Very briefly, I will tell you. Measure phase, we measure the types of data. We create the normal distribution. Analyze phase, we map the process, find non-value added activities, cause and effect, Pareto, box plot, scatter plot. In the improve phase, we do brainstorming. And in control phase, we use 5S and POCA-OK if applicable. POCA-OK means mistake proofing. Even by mistake, you will not commit a mistake. Develop a system such that you are not able to commit a mistake at all. There's a possibility we can do that. So define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Let me show you a project. Okay. So I'm going to now show you a project of Dmacc project. And I'm deliberately choosing a process which everyone understands. Okay. Everyone understands. So uh, let me, yeah. So I hope till now you have understood whatever I have been speaking. I hope you are able to at least get a little bit of knowledge what Lean Six Sigma is. And although I took you through some of the advanced concepts, but it appears to me, and my assumption, I don't know whether my assumption is right or wrong, correct or not correct, but I hope you are able to at least fairly, a little bit of understanding of what Lean Six Sigma is, has yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot. So you're telling you have understood till now. You have understood. Wow, that's great. Now you will understand better. Always see an example. Yeah. Okay. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Here we are trying to reduce the recruitment cycle time of an engineering company. So first, in the define phase, we form a team. Identify the champion, head of the department, HR director is the champion. Process, when you are trying to improve something, convert that into a project, right? Project is always done in a process. I told you, project is a one-time activity, improvement project, but project is done in a process. So you have to first identify what process I'm talking about. Here, which process I'm talking about? I'm talking about procurement process. First, I do a SIPOC, supplier input, process, output, and customer. Why process? Why? Because 85% of the problem are due to in the processes. So this is the high level process map, not the detailed process map, very high level process map, the 50,000 feet view of the process. Yeah. So customers, who are the customers? The departments. What is the output? Recruited employee. What is the process? Is listed here. What are the inputs? These are my X factors. Remember, these are my X factors. And the measure on the output. That is why, and these are the X factors. Now you can measure everything, right? CVs, available, not available. Mobilization plan time, interview time, time taken to shortlist the resumes. All these are affecting my recruitment time. Recruitment time, that is known as CTQ, critical to quality. How do I identify? I go to the customers. I say, Mr. Customer, how do you feel about my output? How do you feel about my recruitment? And customer will say, oh, I don't like you. You are all delaying. But we can't improve if we cannot measure. So we put a measure to that, whatever the customer says. Whatever the customer says, we put a measure. Voice of customer. It takes too long to recruit the right candidate. Okay, sir. Measurement is recruitment cycle time. And I write a project charter. Project charter is like a contract between the green belt and black belt, green belt or black belt, and the senior management, saying that I agree to do a project. For the next 3 to 4 months, I'll work on this process and show that I can reduce the recruitment cycle time. Problem statement, it is taking more than 60 days to recruit an employee. Goal statement, I would like to reduce it to less than 60 days. If I am able to do that, I will be saving some few millions of dollars, and then I complete my define phase. In the measure phase, I collect the data, calculate collect the data, do a histogram, average, standard deviation, also calculate the sigma level. How do I calculate sigma level? In green belt and black belt, I tell you in detail what is a sigma level. But in short, for yellow belts, it's good enough to understand. Higher the sigma level, better is the quality. Lower the sigma level, lesser is the quality. So if you are at 6 sigma, you are just producing 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. You are not 99.9999997% quality. So first, I identify a defect. What is a defect? From customer's perspective, any recruitment taking more than 60 days is a defect. How many defects I found? 27 defects out of 47. I convert this into defects per million opportunities, DPMO. Defects per million opportunities. In 1 million recruitments, how many defects would be there? 627,000 defects, which corresponds to 1.14 sigma level. There's a table which you refer, and you can get the sigma level. There's an automated calculator also, which I teach you in my green belt and black belt. Do join in. Then comes analyze phase. I map the process and identify the 7 wastes, and then I find whether I am able to uh, apply ESCAP technique. ESCAP means eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. I have made a nice video on ESCAP technique. And also one more, FMEA. You can have a look at it. Just type FMEA Anexas or ESCAP Anexas. Anexas is the company name. Yeah. In YouTube, type this plus this or this plus this. You'll get the video. Or you can subscribe to my channel, of course. Why not? I will be happy to do and teach you as many tools as possible. All tools are available. Okay. Now coming to the, so I do escape technique. Can I eliminate this step? Can I eliminate? Yes, I can. I can eliminate. Not required. Can I combine these steps together? Can I make these two steps in parallel? Can I automate this step? You will do wonders, of course, with the help of the team. Cause and effect diagram. Invite all the team members. Tell them whatever causes come to your mind with respect to man, machine, material, methods. Write down on the post-its. They post it on the wall. And then they create a nice cause and effect diagram. They use voting technique to vote on the causes, and we arrange the causes in descending order and make a Pareto chart. Of course, there are some few causes which are contributing to 80% of the delays. Let us attack these causes in the improve phase. In the improve phase, we generate ideas. We fantasize freely. We don't evaluate. We generate a lot of quantity of ideas. More the quantity, better. Because if a pearl diver, he dives into the sea to get the pearls, if he just collects 10 or 20 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects 1,000 oysters, then the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So if you are going to, or if you're looking for a great idea, collect 50, 60, hundreds of ideas, and then you will get the great ideas. There are so many tools available. I have explained all of them in my YouTube channel. Just subscribe to those channels. Round robin technique. 635. 6 people write 3 ideas in 5 minutes. Maybe after some time, if you are willing to stay for more time, I'll show you one oil and gas manufacturing example also. But let me first formally complete this 2 hours, so that at least those who have to move on, they can proceed further. Yeah. So I'll be showing you one more project. Okay, maybe 2 projects. One from manufacturing, one from, let's say, service. Okay, one, yeah, even some people are saying hospital. Well, even hospital, stay on for some more time. Okay, so now we have got, for each of the causes, we have come out with some solutions. And once these solutions are implemented, then we see that the recruitment cycle time has now reduced. And once it is reduced, we would like to sustain the gains for a long time. This is known as control phase. It should not happen. The process goes back to its original state. So control phase, very, very important. And once we have control phase in place, we see that process is able to sustain for a long time at the improved levels. So 62% of the recruitments are taking more than 60 days now. 15% are taking more than 60 days. Now, after a while, I'll show you a detailed project after a while. But before I go back, let us, as I told you, let me take 10 minutes. A lot of people are asking how to enroll for green belt and black belt trainings. Well, let me talk about that also. So, yeah, some more projects, some glimpses I can show you. But wait, hold on. I will talk about more.
4 years ago, somewhere in Middle East, one of the largest oil companies took up a Lean and Six Sigma project to reduce the rig move time from 7 days to less than 3 days. By doing so, they would increase their production capability without investing in additional equipment. I'm Amitabh Saxena from Anexas Consulting, and on 2nd of May, in American Society of Quality's World Conference, I'm going to talk about how around 50 people of different nationalities came together to solve a problem which was considered to be very, very difficult. In our journey, we used lots of Lean and Six Sigma tools and techniques, including the change management methodologies and advanced statistical tools. In our 10 years of existence, our company has completed many projects, but this project still stands tall amongst all of them, just like Burj Khalifa. So see you there on 2nd of May in Charlotte.
Okay, Then we have done in Bank Muscat also. There is not much time to show you all the case studies and the video credentials. Maybe I will just proceed further because of even Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Tarif Alama, he has attended our green belt and black belt trainings, and health ministers of Vietnam, India, and UAE also have attended our training. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to join the sessions, and I'll be happy to teach you more and more tools. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining.